Hello. All right. So we're going all over the place now. Um, there's some, what do they call them? Torque tubes for the wings that change the direction, or not change the direction. They offset the direct. They offset the direction of the whatchamacallit, the control column into the wing. So this is the steps. But there's a couple of spots that have some very, very precise measurement. Like they have you make a spacer block. It's not on this page. That's like, where is it? Spacer block. Anyway, 1 and 1/64 of an inch. And so what I did was I took this piece of angle aluminum here, and I just sort of chopped it out to that depth, that depth. It's like, how do I get it super precise? So I just took this, I drilled some holes in it, and eventually just tuck it with a file, just really gently, and use my calipers to get the right dimensions on it. So that's for the offset, and I'll show you how that works when I get to the point where we're building that.
Well then, no intro required. So these aileron torque tubes were quite the pain, and not because of the reasons that you might think. Yeah, okay, they had precise measurements required. Great, we create jigs for that. Drilling them, not a big deal. It's fine. Everything's fine. There's no dumpster fire here. No, really, there isn't. All I'm doing here is there are 4 parts that look similar. There are 2 tubes that go in between them that look very similar because they're cut exactly. But then they're all sort of like match drilled together, right? So I drilled out 2 of those end pieces, and you can see one sitting there. It's got that, cadmium coated end linkage thing on it. So I had to mark them. So I marked every one differently. Like some of them got blue blocks, and some of them got blue lines. Some of them got red blocks, and some of them got red lines. Because there was going to be paint involved, or primer, and everything. And I just wanted to make sure that I was not going to mix up the orientation, nor the nor I guess just the parts in general. Didn't want to mix them up. I also created this nice jig for drilling round parts, as you see there. That worked out really well. I was very pleased by that. That's just 2 pieces of, or no, is it 3? I think it's 3 different pieces of 1-inch aluminum angle stock. And that holds round pieces very nice and steady while drilling them. Because holding round piece, I guess you could use like a hose clamp type thing. Not hose clamp, but there's vice clamps for hoses. That would work well too. So the pain in the ass part of these pieces is, well, we'll get to the second drilling later on, but first I'm like, yeah, you know what? There's steel inside here, and they're all steel, but the insides are not primed. So let's prime them. And of course, I go ahead and I swish some primer around in there, and everything fit before it, and technically everything fit after it. But here's the thing. They have to fit further than the final assembly. So the reason for that is the way that they actually get put together in the wing. So when you install these into their final position in the wing root, you have to basically insert the tube, the gray tube that you see sticking out of the white part there, way, way, way deep into there because you have to sort of like squish the whole assembly down far enough so that it can all fit between two very specific parts at very specific measurements. And then you expand it back out once it's sort of like wedged in there and bolt it back together. But like doing that with like layers of primer involved and like the welds that happen on the inside of there, oh gosh. That made it such a pain in the ass to do these parts. I probably spent, and this is just the first video, this is the easy one, I probably spent a total of like a week on these. So anyway, next time we'll drill the rest. See you then. Bye-bye.